Hi, hello, good evening. Welcome back to National IAS Academy. Dear friends, my name is Raj Shekhar and we are meeting here again for the 16th time. So far, we have successfully completed 15 classes. In every class, we discussed 10 important topics which were specially handpicked by our expert team. And so far, we have successfully completed 150 topics. So, congratulations to all of you who are watching this video because these 150 topics are very, very relevant for the upcoming UPSC Civil Services examination, which shall be held on 28th of May 2023. Right. So, with that being said, let us begin with our 16th class. And in today's class, we shall be looking at few very, very important topics from which there is 100% probability of question being asked. Right. These include a Project Elephant, International Big Cats Alliance, current account deficit, social stock exchange, Nidhi Companies, virtual digital assets, old pension system, universal pension scheme, and Balakrishnan and Ranganath Mishra Commission. And at last, we look at caste-based census. Right? So first is about Project Elephant. What is the context? See, Project Elephant has successfully completed 30 years of its existence. In the year 1992, with the sole objective of protecting this endangered species, the Project Elephant was initiated, and in 2022, now in 2023, it has successfully completed 30 years of its existence. All right. So in this context, recently President Draupadi Murmuji, she participated in the Gaj Utsav, which was organized at a place known as Kaziranga National Park. So please comment down in the comment box, where is this Kaziranga National Park located? And it's also a tiger reserve. It's located in the state of Assam. Right. So as a part of these celebrations, a national awareness campaign was also organized, which is called as Gaj Yatra. It is being implemented by Ministry of Environment and Forests. So the context is pretty simple. Project Elephant has completed 30 years of its existence. All right, it was initiated in the year 1992, and as part of these celebrations, President Draupadi Murmuji participated in the Gaj Utsav, which was organized at a place known as Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve, which is located in the state of Assam. Right? So, looking at this Project Elephant, we need to have few basic terminologies or facts related to this Project Elephant, because see, since this is a 30th year of its existence, it becomes really, really important, and UPSC might, or you can say that UPSC could definitely frame a question based on the basic facts related to Project Elephant. So we'll discuss few basic facts. It was launched in the year 1992, and it's a centrally sponsored schemes. Like there are different categories of schemes, like centrally sponsored central schemes and state sector schemes. So there are one too many categories. Here, when we say centrally sponsored scheme, we mean that center shall be taking up a significant responsibility in terms of funding with respect to that particular scheme, whereas states too shall be taking quite less responsibility, but even then, even various states shall be investing in those schemes. So here sponsored means center shall be giving funding significantly, but states involvement should also be there. Such schemes are called as centrally sponsored schemes. All right. So the aim is to protect elephants and improve their habitat and corridors. Also to reduce the human-elephant conflict. See, these statements might look as very simple, but though these statements are simple, UPSC has a tendency of framing questions with respect to particular statements, especially with respect to aims or objectives of any yojana, any scheme, or even any project. So the question might be like this: which of the following is or are the basic objectives of Project Elephant? One, to protect elephants. Two, to improve their habitats and corridors. Three, to reduce human-elephant conflict. So in such simple way also UPSC can frame questions. So please pay attention to that. And right now, as of 2023, we have 33 elephant reserves in our country. 33 elephant reserves have been notified, and the 33rd or the latest addition to this list is Terai Elephant Reserve, which is located in the state of Uttar Pradesh. All right. Apart from these notified elephant reserves, there are 101 elephant corridors which are identified in the country. All right. So the objectives of Project Elephant include providing financial and technical support. These are aims and the basic objectives of this particular scheme or project is to provide financial and technical support to wildlife management efforts to ensure the long-term survival of these endangered species. Also, to protect their habitats and migration corridors, support research on ecology and management of elephants, create awareness of conservation among local people, provide improved veterinary care for captive elephants. See, look at last three objectives. They are very common in nature. They are very general in nature. So you can easily remember such kind of points. All right. So there are a few more basic points which you should know. See, you should know about something called as MIC. It was a program. It stands for monitoring the killing of elephants, monitoring the killing of illegal killing of elephants. This program was launched in the year 2003. It was launched to evaluate the success of field conservation activities. All right. So then there is an application named Gaj Suchna, which officials, especially forest officials, can use this mobile phone related to Project Elephant. Also, Gajutsav, as we all discussed, it was organized recently at Assam. And there is then Asian Elephant Alliance, which is a collaboration of 5 NGOs, and it has secured 96 of 101 current routes used by elephants in 12 Indian states. See, there are few elephant corridors which are inter-country elephant corridors, just like those corridors which are in existence between India and Bhutan or India and Nepal or also India and Bangladesh. So we actually need an alliance, which helps in bringing all those experts or officials concerned with the conservation of elephants on one single platform. So it would be easier for these officials or for these countries to discuss about the conservation of elephants, especially when it is inter-country conservation, right? So then here are some basic facts related to elephants. There are about 27,000 Asian elephants, which is the largest population of subspecies. 27,000 Asian elephants can be found in India. This is the world's largest population of this species. And apart from this, as per elephant census of 2017, Karnataka has the highest number of elephants, followed by Assam and Kerala. Remember these top three states, and these are important. And more than 60% of the world's elephant population is in India, and the elephant is the natural heritage animal of India. Please remember this one. It is the natural heritage animal of India. So these are five elephant species. Two main subspecies are African elephants and Asian elephants. And in African elephants, you have African bush elephant, African forest elephant. And in Asian elephants, you have Indian elephant, Borneo pygmy elephant, Sri Lankan elephant, and Sumatran elephant. These are altogether, six species of elephants. Please remember, all of them are endangered except African forest elephant, because African elephant forest is classified as critically endangered by the IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature. So next one is about International Big Cat Alliance. So recently, Prime Minister Modi, it was in the month of April, he visited Bandipura Tiger Reserve, which is located in the state of Karnataka, as part of Project Tiger's 50th anniversary. So there he launched a new alliance, which is known as International Big Cat Alliance. The basic objective, see, first of all, be it any scheme, any project or any yojana, you should know the basic objective or the basic concern or aim of that particular scheme. That is where you'll be scoring a great number of marks compared to others. Because if you don't if you don't know the basic objectives and you try to read the intricate or in-depth details of that particular scheme or related topic, you'll end up losing everything. So please pay attention to basic terminologies or basic aims of any scheme or any topic. Right. So here the basic objective of International Big Cat Alliance is to protect 7 big cats. Please remember this particular word. 7 big cats. Which are those 7 big cats? Tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, and puma. puma. So these are the 7 big cat species, and the objective of International Big Cat Alliance is to protect all these 7 big species. Right. So also as part of this, or during this time, the Prime Minister released All India Tiger Estimation Summary, which is the 5th cycle of tiger census. It was made public by the Prime Minister of India. Right. So in addition to that, he also released a commemorative coin to mark Project Tiger's 50th anniversary. Right. So 7 major big cats I have told you. The significant part about this particular thing is about one second. Yeah, the significant part of this international big cat alliance is that it's about funding. Who is going to fund this particular alliance? See, India has assured the funding of $100 million. Please remember, for initial 5 years. For initial 5 years, India shall be giving away $100 million. This has been guaranteed by India, Prime Minister Modi. So these $100 million shall be used to save these 7 major big cat species. Right? This is the first thing. And how about governance structure? See, more than 97 countries would be participating in this particular alliance. And this alliance will have a general assembly consisting of all member countries. It will have a general assembly consisting of all members. This is one part. Then there shall be a council of at least 7, but not more than 15 member countries elected by the general assembly for a term of 5 years, and it will have a secretariat. Look at the planning. So it's the planning has considered one too many facts, starting from funding up to the level of management. Everything has been addressed very beautifully here. So big kudos to India for planning such a great thing. So see, it will have a governing structure. The governing structure is, it consists of 2 institutions. One is General Assembly, where all the member countries shall be present, and the members here in General Assembly shall elect a council consisting of not less than 7 members and not more than 15 members, and all of these council members will have a term of 5 years, and they will have a secretariat. Right? This is about the International Big Cat Alliance. And looking at the latest census report, or the 5th cycle of All India Tiger Estimation Report, the details are, as of 2022 or 2023, right now we have around, yes, as of 2022, right now, the tiger population in India is 3167. That is, there are 3,167 tigers found in India. It is more than, nearly 200 more tigers compared to the 2018 census. In 2018, there were 2,967 tigers found in India, but as of 2022, the tigers in India are 3,167, which is 200 more than the tiger population as counted in 2018. And what is the growth rate? So annual growth rate is 6.7% from 2018 to 2022. Right? This is it good or is it bad? It is good because there is definitely growth rate, but it is not so good because in the previous time period, in 2014 2018 census, during this period, the growth rate was 33%. So compared to this, the growth period in 2014 and 18, this growth rate is somewhat lesser. But significant increases have been seen in Shivalik Hills and Gangetic Plains, and new areas are Uttar Pradesh, Sohelwa Wildlife Sanctuary, and northwest of Yamuna in Himachal Pradesh. And you can see decline in occupancy in Western Ghats, with significant declines observed in the Wayanad landscape and in the Vilagiri Rangan Hills, which is located in Karnataka. Whereas tiger occupancy in Northeast Hills, that is Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Telangana, these are eastern hills, and in northeastern hills consisting of 7 states, even these places showed a decline in tiger occupancy. And high conservation priority has been provided because these tigers are genetically unique, and small population of tigers are found in Simplipal. As a result, high conservation priority has been provided to this particular area, which is Simply Park. And which is the best maintained tiger reserve? Periyar Tiger Reserve, which is located in Kerala, is adjudged as the best maintained tiger reserve in India. It is followed by Satpura Tiger Reserve, which is located in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and next come Bandipur and Nagarwale, which are located in the state of Karnataka. And the largest tiger population is now found in Nilgiri cluster, Nagarwale to. It consists of the Nilgiri cluster consists of Nagarwale to Bilagiri Rangan Hills. It is the largest. It consists of the largest tiger population in the whole world. Right. So what about tiger census? It's conducted once in 4 years. Now the last one was held in 2018. Before that, it was held in 2014. Conducted by National Tiger Conservation Authority. So every 4 years, this census is conducted by or coordinated by the National Tiger Conservation Authority in partnership with state forest departments, conservation NGOs, and the Wildlife Institute of India. And what about the census methodology? It uses something called as the double sampling method. The double sampling method. So after the pugmark surveys, which were previously used to count these tiger numbers, were found unreliable or were unreliable. So it involves ground-based surveys and camera trap images, right? Next topic is about current account deficit, which falls under the topic under the subject of economics. So there are two concepts here. One is CAD and the other one is FD. CAD means current account deficit, whereas FD means fiscal deficit. So these two are different terms. Please pay attention. Current account deficit exists when a particular country's goods and services exports are lesser than imports. So when exports of a particular country in goods and services are lesser compared to imports, which means you're spending more and earning less. So that situation is called as the current account deficit. Then what then is fiscal deficit? Fiscal deficit is the term given to the difference between government's expenditure and government's income. So if the government is spending more than it has received or more than its income, then that particular situation is called as fiscal deficit. All right. So the difference between government's required expenditures and its receipts is known as the fiscal deficit. Right. So this is fiscal deficit and this is current account deficit. Both together are called as twin deficits. It can have a great impact on the stock market and investors. When a particular country is undergoing twin deficits, then we can say that that country is definitely in huge losses and it will have definitely a greater impact on its market and its investors. Right? So here are the basic causes of current account deficits, which can be clubbed into two categories. One is structural and the other one is cyclical. All right. So next is about social stock exchange. What was the context? SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India, has given its final approval to the National Stock Exchange of India for the establishment of social stock exchanges. What are these stock exchanges? See, these are like basic stock exchange where the focus is on social empowerment. Social stock exchanges are now allowed to be, established on the National Stock Exchange. The permission has been given by the SEBI. This is the context. That is Securities Exchange Board of India. What then are social stock exchanges? These are those stock exchanges wherein companies can come and register to raise funds, and these funds shall be utilized for social empowerment or social services. Getting this point? The amount or the profit, not the amount, the profit raised by companies or people when invested in such type of stock exchanges are utilized for the welfare of the society or the empowerment of the society. right? Basically, they would act as a distinct division within the current stock market and assist social businesses in raising money from general public via its mechanism. And they act as a platform for businesses to find funding for their social activities and gain visibility, and also offer greater transparency on the mobilization and use of funds. All right. So these are sold by for-profit social enterprises. See, those companies registering here on this particular platform can be for profit or can be non-profit. There is no clear-cut demarcation or any limitation or for-profit social enterprises. The entities being registered here on this particular platform can be for profit as well as can be non-profit. Okay, but only institutional and non-institutional investors are permitted to purchase securities issued by stock exchanges, particularly in all other circumstances. All right. So, in simple words, a social stock exchange is meant to serve the private and non-profit sectors by helping them to raise the capital. So, in simple terms, if I have to explain you with the help of an example, then I would take the case of HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank is a famous bank. So, it has started a fund known as Cancer Fund. Cancer Fund, wherein the fund shall be used to give free treatments for those deserving patients who are suffering from cancer and are unable to pay the hospital charges. So for this matter, what has HDFC done? It has created a cancer fund. It shall be listed on social stock exchange, and people and even companies can come and invest in this listed fund. And whatever the profits are that are being raised out of this fund or on the social stock exchange, those profits shall be used by the HDFC Bank to provide treatments to those patients who are suffering from cancer. Right? This is how it works. Next is about Nidhi companies. Nidhi is nothing but, in general terms, it is a treasure. In Dravidian language, Nidhi means treasure. So recently, guidelines pertaining to Nidhi companies have been strengthened by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It was needed because there have been instances of people being duped in the name of Nidhi companies. So that's the reason people are to be really careful. And as a result, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has strengthened the guidelines related to the functioning of these Nidhi companies. So what exactly is a Nidhi company? A Nidhi company is a non-banking financial company, which means they are just like banking, but some non-banking, some functions related to banks shall not be entertained or shall not be functioned under these Nidhi companies. So they are basically established to lend and borrow money from its members. See, Nidhi companies are formed by a group of known people who have who are like-minded or who are engaging in a close circle. So all these people, maybe 20, 30, come together and establish a Nidhi company. So the objective is to, like, basic objective is to help their members save some limited amount of money. See, these people are usually from the middle classes and upper middle classes, and they cannot go for saving of large amount of money. So based on their monthly earnings, they can somehow save a small amount of money. And for such people to save those small amounts of money, Nidhi companies are usually established, and the advantage is it promotes saving among its members and operates under the tenet of mutual benefit. But the biggest drawback or disadvantage is it has got limited fundraising, because only funds can only be raised through its members. Hence, they cannot go for fundraising outside their membership or outside those companies. And also, they have got limited loan options because the fundraising itself is limited. There are very limited number of people investing in that particular company, and as a result, loans are also be given in a limited kind of format. Right, there are restrictions to carry other businesses other than accepting deposits and lending. There are restrictions on issue of preference shares and debentures to any person. Right. So Nidhi means treasure. They were developed for encouraging the practice of saving among the group of people and lending funds among them for mutual benefit. So these are registered under the Companies Act of 2013 and regulated by Ministry of Corporate Affairs. These 2 points are very, very important. Nidhi companies are registered under the Companies Act of 2013 and they are regulated by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. All right. Next is about virtual digital assets. What was the context? In her budget speech of 2022, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the imposition of a 30% tax on revenues generated from the virtual digital assets, and this shall be a tax deduction at the source on payments made in connection with the transfer of these virtual digital assets. All right. So as a result, in finance bill, a new clause was inserted, and you need not remember that. Just remember that as per the budget 2022, 30% of tax on revenues generated from virtual digital assets have been imposed. 30% tax has been imposed on the revenue generated from the sale of virtual digital assets, and then we get this basic question: what are virtual digital assets? It can be a cryptocurrency, it can be any information, any code, number, or even some image which are created in the virtual format and which can be sold. So they can be generated through cryptographic means or any other means. All right. So basically, a virtual digital asset means any information, any code, any number, token, or NFT to non-fungible tokens. Alongside, they can be generated through cryptographic means or otherwise. They can be providing a digital representation of value exchange with the promise of having inherent value. They can function as a store of value or unit of account, and they can be transferred, stored, or traded electronically. All these are called as virtual digital assets. All right. So now, as per the budget 2022, 30% tax on revenue generated by the sale of these virtual digital assets has been imposed. Right? Next is about old pension system. Some political parties, maybe in Karnataka or in West Bengal, have announced that if they are given power, they would definitely reinstate the old pension scheme. What is this plan? The plan basically guarantees post-retirement income for life. That's the reason, right? Before 2005, government jobs were valued so much. Even now they are in demand, but before 2005 there was this old pension system, and maximum 99% of the people wanted to opt for government jobs, mostly because of this pension system, that is old pension system. See, uh, what was the significant component of this system? Here in this plan, the employees received a pension based on pre-established formula. So there was a formula which was pre-established, irrespective of their investment or deductions. Employees, those who joined the government service on or before 2004, they were guaranteed a pension which is equal to 50% of the last wage received. Additionally, they benefit from twice yearly modifications of the dearness relief, that is DR. So this is how it worked. Suppose imagine you joined the government service in the year 2003 and you are being paid salary. So since you are joined before the introduction of new pension system, what happens is you don't have to invest anything out of your pocket, which means you don't have to invest particularly in the name of pension out of your salary. The job would be handled by the government of India. So suppose, let's say you joined the service in the year 2000 and you worked till 2030. By the time you reached the age of 60 years and you are retired. So by the time you retire, or on the last working day of your job, you would be having a salary of, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees. And as per the old pension system, you would be receiving 50% of this salary, that is 50,000 by default. Right? Unlike now, previously in the old pension system, there was no salary deduction and the compensation was predetermined. Right? Only Indian government personnel had access to GPF, that is General Provident Fund. In a sense, what it did, It permitted all government employees or workers to pay a portion of their salaries into the GPF. Right? So, what is the new national pension scheme, or the new pension scheme, and how is it different from the old pension scheme? See, friends, basically, the new pension scheme is a participatory scheme where employees contribute to their pension corpus from their salaries, out of their packet, which will be matched equally by the government of the respective governments, maybe state governments or even the central governments. So before 2004, or when the old pension scheme was in use or in existence, the workers or government employees need not be worried about the investment out of their salary. But in new pensions system, or under new pension scheme, which is national pension scheme, the government employees must and should contribute to their pension corpus out of their own salaries. Right? The funds are invested in earmarked investment scheme through pension fund managers. On retirement, 60% of the corpus, which is tax free, is withdrawn, while the remaining 40% is invested in annuities, which is taxed. So these are the basic differences between old pension system and the new pension system. Please go through this go through these differences at least once. All right. Next is about universal pension scheme, which is related to the state of Jharkhand. So it was recently put into effect in Jharkhand on November 16, 2021, as per the orders of Chief Minister Hemant Soren. It is a social security system, and this eliminates a requirement for the APL and BPL cards, that is above poverty line and below poverty line cards. This program has one unique feature, that is all seniors over the age of 60 will now be eligible for the pension benefits, even if the applicant is not a taxpayer. Please pay attention to this particular sentence. As per the universal pension scheme, even if the beneficiary or the applicant is not a taxpayer, even in that case, he or she shall be benefited with a pension once he or she achieves the age of 60 years. It covers widows, single women, abandoned women, and the poor, crippled, and needy. Each of them shall be receiving a monthly payment of 1000 rupees into their bank accounts. So for this reason, the state government has set aside rupees 100 crore as the has earmarked rupees 100 crore for the implementation of universal pension scheme. Right. Next is about Balakrishnan and Ranganath Mishra Commission. You need not worry much about the findings of this particular commission. Just remember that the reports are related to the reservation of SCs for Dalit converts to Christianity and Islam. Justice Ranganath Mishra Commission for Religious and Linguistic Minorities. The report was submitted in the year 2007. It suggested scheduled caste reservation for Dalit converts to Christianity and Islam. There were some issues related to Dalit converts, Dalits who were converted to Christianity and Islam, and in few states and in some parts of the country, the reservation was not being provided on various grounds. But the 2007 report of Ranganath Mishra Commission for Religious and Linguistic Minorities suggested that they be given a reservation. Who? Those Dalit converts who were converted to Christianity and Islam. All right. This study was, however, rejected by the center, but Supreme Court said it contains some important material that could help determine if the Constitution order of 1950's exclusion of Dalit converts from the ST category is lawful or not. So this recommendation was already rejected by the center, but Supreme Court somehow has reviewed this particular recommendation. All right. So next we have caste-based census, which is coming in news time and again because of the issues associated with this particular kind of census, and even the opposition parties or opposition political parties time and again raising about concern about this particular census. Caste-based census. What is it? They're also called as socio-economic census, socio-economic caste census. So, and through this census, the socio-economic circumstances of rural and urban households are thoroughly examined. Please remember, socio-economic caste census or caste-based census examines socio-economic circumstances of both rural and as well as urban households. Right? Along with this, a caste census also offers details on the population's caste makeup. How many people from SC category are residing in a particular state? How many people from the ST category are residing in a particular state? So all these details are given through this caste-based census. All right. Between 1951 and 2011, every independent census in India published data on scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, but not on other castes. Please remember, this is a common question that as an aspirant you might be encountered with. See, right now we are every 10 years or once in 10 years we are conducting census. So through that census we are already getting the information of all the people, right? Then why do we need caste census? See, this is the reason. Right now, the present scenario or the process, we are getting information or caste-based information or population-based information on SCs and STs only. But apart from this, with respect to other category of people, there is no concrete data. To understand this, the caste-based census has to be brought in force. This is what the political parties are demanding. Right? Previously, it was gathered or caste data was collected in the year 1941. However, it was not released. Please remember, for the first time, what socioeconomic caste census of 2011 was the first caste-based census in India since 1931. So the previous census with respect to caste-based or caste was carried out in the year 1931. After 1931, it's now in the year 2011 that caste-based census was conducted. Right? So if you look at the basic facts related to census in India was started in the year 1872 under the British Viceroy Lord Mayo, but first complete census was taken in the year 1881 under the lordship of Lord Ripon. Since 1881, the census has been undertaken every 10 years, and in 2011 census, India 2011 census, the census which was conducted in the year 2011 was the 15th census, right? So the census of India is conducted by the Registrar General and Census Commission of India, which is the office under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So you might be asked a question. The Registrar General and Census Commission of India is an office under which of the following ministries? It is the Ministry of Home Affairs. All the censuses since 1951 were conducted under the 1948 Census of India Act. And like you all know, the last census was conducted in the year 2011. All right. So what about caste census? It was conducted in 2011 after being conducted previously in the year 1931. So nearly after 80 years, it was conducted for the first time in the year 2011. It was conducted in all states and UTs. It was also the first paperless census in India conducted on handheld electronic devices by the government in 640 districts of India. The Rural Development Ministry has used the SCCC data, that is caste data, in its programs such as MGNREGA, National Food Security Act, and Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushalya Yojana. Right? So the basic benefit of caste-based census is for the governments and not for any other person or any other institution. Also, please remember, socio-economic caste census was not conducted under the 1948 Census of India Act, which made information disclosure voluntary for its citizens and not a mandatory disclosure. Suppose if this census, that is caste-based census, was conducted as per the provisions of 1948 Census of India Act, then it would have become mandatory for the government to release or disclose the information related to these census. But now it has become voluntary because there is no compulsion, because it was not conducted as per the provisions of 1948 Census of India Act. All right. So these are a few key findings related to the socio-economic caste-based census. And this was all about the 10 topics which are relevant for the UPSC Civil Services examination. I hope today's class has been really, really helpful. If you have found this class helpful, please make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to our channel. And also, if you have any friends who are aspiring to become UPSC, officers or IAS officers, IPS officers, and are looking for some genuine kind of sources or information for this particular examination, then please make sure to inform to all of them about our channel, which is National IAS Academy. So we shall be coming up with various initiatives related to UPSC preparation, and also if you're a new aspirant beginning to start your journey with respect to UPSC civil services examination, you can attend our 5 days workshop, which is conducted by Suman sir himself. So it will be held very frequently. The details are pinned below in the description box. Please make sure to check those details, and the PDF related to this class has also been given in the description box. Please make sure you download it. Thank you so much for joining us in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.